My name is Tito Homem-de-Mello. I am originally from Brazil. I grew up in Brazil. I did my undergraduate studies there. And then I went to the US for my PhD. I did my undergrad and master's in Brazil. And then I went to the US to get my PhD at Georgia Tech. And so after I got my degree, I stayed in the US and I taught a few universities there. I taught at Ohio State University, then I taught at Northwestern University, and then I was also a couple years at the University of Illinois at campus Chicago. No, I used some games after the pricing game, which particularly the games of global supply chain, and also a game called Little Field Technologies. But that experience was done after I did the pricing. My very first game was indeed the pricing game. I thought it would be a very good tool, a very nice way to introduce the students to the concepts of revenue management, which is what the game addresses. It's very interactive. I think the students get very motivated about this subject. We usually present as a fictitious package that they have to bid on. So they have to submit bids, and then they change their roles as the manager, and they have to set the prices for the package. That's more or less how the game works. And so from the very beginning, I participated in the very early versions of this game as it was being developed, and even when it was still, the first versions was a little bit. The process was partially manual. It was not fully automated. The process was partially manual, and even then the students were getting extremely motivated. It's the motivation, but also the way the concepts are passed to the students. I think it's much easier for them to understand the concepts through the game than just a standard lecture where we just present slides and then describe the concepts and do some exercise. I think through the game is this experiential process where they learn by doing. Well, I think I would have to give it a 10, because I think it's well done, particularly the latest versions that I used of the game, which is now the process is fully automated. It's very easy to use. We don't need the professor can use the game without the need of any extra help. Just one professor can very quickly explain to the students the mechanism of the game. The students introduce the prices. The system automatically puts that into the database, and then we move on to the next module. So it's very easy to manage. There are a collection of there's some teaching notes for the game that are very well prepared and guide the professor how to teach the game, what concepts to transmit to the students. So yes, I think I would give it a 10.